All right, welcome to our reductive drawing. So you're going to need, for this artwork, a 12-inch by 18-inch piece of drawing paper, which I will either have out on the counter or you can ask me for it. You're also going to need a piece of cover paper. So you can use this to make sure that your charcoal doesn't get all over everything. So for this, we're just going to take it and attach it to other piece of paper. So just take this manila paper or newsprint, and we're going to line it up. So it lines up with our paper like so. And then I just take a piece of masking tape, and the masking tape is up underneath the TV over there. And I'm going to line this up and then just put this across like that. That will allow me then to flip this whole thing over, and then I will have a cover that can go over my paper. So again, the charcoal doesn't get all over everything, and this will shield it as I work. So as I'm working, I'm just going to open this thing up like this, and you can certainly just open it up on your table, but if there's not room, then put it like that. So to start this drawing, what you're going to do is take some charcoal, and you're just going to take this black charcoal. So we're just using black compressed charcoal. You could use vine charcoal, a number of things. We're just going to take this compressed charcoal, and we're just going to put a light amount all the way across the entire thing. So not like a crazy amount, not pushing super hard or anything, just a light amount like this across our entire piece of paper. After you get it almost completely covered, you're going to take a piece of paper towel, and with that paper towel, you're then going to take this and you're just going to work your way around. Just smudge it all over the place. So you're just going to try to get a fairly even coat. I must have something underneath my paper here. Yep, it's causing that little black dot, so I'm just going to peel this off of my board. That's going to drive me nuts otherwise. And it'll allow me to smudge this around. I'm just going to smudge this all over the place. This is going to be a little bit messy if they're working with charcoal, but I'm just going to smudge this all over. This will get me, I'm trying to get a pretty even gray value across this piece of paper, so sort of a medium value across the entire thing. It actually is blending quite a bit better on my paper than it looks in the camera, which is interesting. The camera must be like a little higher resolution even. So I'm just pushing, working my way around. So that's step one, is just to get this thing totally covered in charcoal. And if I wanted a little bit richer, I certainly could add more charcoal and then continue to blend it. And if I want to get it even more even, I could kind of keep going, but something like this will work pretty perfect for what we're going to do. So your next step, for this drawing in particular, we're doing a drawing of a place. So you're going to be erasing out your composition. So you will need an eraser. So you grab one of the pink erasers, and you're going to be drawing your image. So I have this image of something that's a significant place to me. It's called the Dole Mansion. It's a mansion in the middle of the town I grew up in Crystal Lake, Illinois. And I think it just has some cool imagery that I can make either like a spooky image for like a October Halloween kind of thing, or just an image that will mean something to me. So you're gonna find a place of significance that can be local or really anywhere. And your image can be portrait, so tall, or landscape. So my step then now is going to be to render this as best as I can with an eraser first. If you don't want it to get all over your hands, you can put down a piece of scrap paper underneath your hands if you're going to end up leaning your hand on your paper. So I'm going to take my image now, and I'm going to find and try to create the size relationship first. So I'm going to find the front corner of it and erase out that line. Now I know there's a line on the way far edge over here, so I'm finding that edge. And I'm trying to get the size relationship right, these different sizes first, before I do anything else. And in perspective, there's a line that cuts across right here, so I'm going to erase that line out. And there's another line below that I see right in the front of the building here. And then there's another line that kind of cuts like that angles like that down on the bottom edge of the building here. So I'm gesturing in all of these basic shapes before I go into any like details. There's kind of this triangle here. This cuts up. And then this is sort of the front edge of the mansion. So I'm going to get that shape, and I'm drawing these basic shapes, right? So I notice that this comes here, and then the height of this is it's like a third here. So like how big that is in comparison to here. So I kind of want to put that in about that big. Draw in the front edge of the building there, and then this line for this roof line comes back like that. And there's a roof line. This roof line right here continues down this line, so I'd go up like this until I hit here, and I draw a little line out, right, that lines up with that. So I'm looking for size relationships throughout my image as I move along. So I'll continue to find all of these things and gesture in all this, trying to get it accurate. And I had to readjust this because that was wrong. So that's why I'm just going slow with my eraser and kind of working things in. So after you get all the gesture of all of your images in, then we'll start working in with charcoal. So you're pushing and pulling darks and lights.